our morning yoga practice. Okay, thank you for coming. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So for today's class, we are going to kind of approach with a healing and restorative mindset. We're gonna just be moving very slowly. We're gonna put the emphasis on stretching and just getting rid of any tension in the body. So any areas that feel like they're kind of shrinking down or tightening up, we're going to try to just loosen and just make space so that we can feel more free and more in control of ourselves. So go ahead and just start to straighten out your spine as we start, and root your tailbone down towards the chair, and start to stretch the top of your head up towards the ceiling. Not feeling the need to lift the chin or lift the gaze, but rather straightening out the back of the neck, keeping the chin parallel to the floor. And just notice the position of your shoulders as we're getting started. Maybe they're slightly lifted, maybe they're pressing down really hard. So try to just let them be limp. Just even if it helps you, you can tighten them up and then just relax them down just to feel that contrast. Start to allow the arms to just be limp and heavy. Maybe you rest them in your lap, maybe down by your sides to help weigh your shoulders down even further. Whatever feels most comfortable to you. And then just start to bring your focus to the front of the body, the chest, the stomach. Notice if anything here feels tight or shortened. Just start gently making space. So softening through the heart, softening through your center, and allow for that movement as you breathe. We'll come back to our breath in a little bit and focus on that, but don't try to change anything with your breath just yet. Just allow the muscles in the chest and the stomach to soften. Notice that movement. And then continue to bring your focus down the body, coming into the hips and the thighs. Notice if anything's tightening or clenching. Even if you, off the top of your head, don't think that's happening, double check, because sometimes little muscles do little things without asking. So just go ahead and let everything release and soften. And bring the focus down to your lower legs, into your feet. Let your feet be heavy. Maybe they don't touch the floor, but either way, just let them hang down towards the floor. No effort in their position. Great. And then just start to soften the expression. Maybe you soften the eyes closed if you haven't already. Maybe you choose to find something in front of you to gaze at as you go through your practice. Or maybe you just bring the gaze down to help the eyelids kind of close softly. Relax the jaw, notice if the back teeth are touching, and just allow for a space there. Let the tongue be relaxed. Notice if the eyebrows are tightening or coming together. Soften the forehead. Great. And now let's start to focus on our breath. We're going to focus on our 3-part yoga breath today. So just breathing really deep. As we inhale, just imagine your stomach pressing out and then into the ribs and then into the chest. Everything rises and expands, and then exhale, release the stomach, release the ribs, release the chest. We'll do that several times. So inhale, stomach, ribs, chest. Exhale, stomach, ribs, chest. Continuing like that, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, fill up completely, expand. Breathing out, empty the lungs, get rid of any stale air that might be swirling around inside. Good. Taking this practice to just cleanse and clean out. Breathe in and breathe out. A few more times, nice and deep like this. See if you can even deepen a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly emptying out completely. Once more like this. Breathe in. And breathe out. Release control of your breath and just let it flow back to a pace that feels natural. And just take a moment to notice the effects of a few deep breaths. Just allow the body to feel refreshed here. Feel the oxygen just flowing through you. And then just let your breath return to a natural pace, not trying to force anything here. Just start to bring yourself into this moment now. Letting go of whatever happened this morning, whatever you were doing just before this. Letting go of expectations for the rest of the day or the rest of your practice. And just allowing yourself to be in this very moment here. Feel the chair beneath you. Feel the clothing against the skin, the hair against the face and the neck. Notice what you taste and smell. And observe any sounds around you. Maybe you're practicing somewhere peaceful, or it might be really easy to just focus and go inward. Maybe there's a lot going on, but make that part of your meditation. It's part of the moment you're in now, and you can just use it to help you to stay present, to stay here. So just notice any sounds you hear inside the room, outside the room, without labeling them or coming to any conclusions about them. Just acknowledge them and move on. Acknowledge how you're feeling in your body in this moment. Maybe wiggling around a little bit just to see if you can identify any areas that might need a little extra attention when we start our stretches today. Anywhere that might need to be treated gently. Maybe you slept funny last night. Maybe the neck's a little stiff. Maybe you did a lot of activity yesterday. Something might be sore. Or maybe you have areas that are usually uncomfortable that today feel okay. So just take inventory. Notice how you're feeling now in this moment, the moment that we're in. And then before we get started, maybe just setting an intention for your practice today. Dedicating this time to someone or to yourself, and just feeling grateful that you were able to set aside this time to recharge, to drop anything that's holding you back, and to just refresh. So we'll get started with our neck rolls. When you're ready, we'll inhale, extend the spine, top of the head towards the ceiling. Exhale, let the chin fall towards the chest. Inhale, ear over shoulder, lift the head up to one side, and then exhale back down through the center. Inhale up to the other side, and then exhale back down to center. So we're rocking side to side. Your inhale carries you up, and your exhale lowers you down. So you are focused on matching the movement to your breath. So if you're breathing a little bit faster, your movement will be a little bit faster. If you're breathing slowly and deep, then your movement will be much slower. The inhale is to come up, and the exhale is to come down. Inhale up, exhale down. So just noticing the areas around the neck starting to feel that stretch, a little bit more space being created here right as we get started. Anything that's stiff, just let it kind of come apart here. Everything's softening and melting. So as we go through our neck rolls, maybe you find a particular spot feels really nice and you want to hold and take a few deep breaths. You're always welcome to do that. You can customize this exercise. Just pay attention to what your body's asking for and follow that. Maybe somewhere it feels a little bit too uncomfortable. Maybe it feels painful and you can just back up off of that area and just go with what feels good here. Maybe you want to do a few full circles with the head. You can do that too. And just follow your breath. Inhale up, exhale down. A few more times. Just use this exercise to ease yourself into your practice. A nice slow restorative practice today. I'm just going to do a lot of stretching and breathing, focusing on our breathing. Great. All right, take your time, and when you're ready, you're going to work your way to chin to chest. Be sure the shoulders are not rounding forward. Keep them right over the hips, just the head is forward. And then maybe you add the hands on the back of the head for a little extra weight. A little bit of a deeper stretch through the shoulders. Could feel nice if you're feeling tight behind your shoulders today. One more breath. Exhale, you can release the hands. Inhale, bring the gaze up to center. Great. Let's just take hold of the knees. We'll come into seated cat-cow. I'm just going to turn so you can see, but you can stay facing the front. Inhale, you bring the heart forward. Exhale, round the spine back, shoulders come forward. So back and forth. Again, match your breath. Inhale, front. Exhale, back. Maybe you get the neck involved too. Maybe you gaze up as you come forward and tuck the chin as you come back. Just do what feels good to you. Inhale is forward. Exhale is backward. Warming up the spine. So just really staying inward. Notice how this feels in your body. What areas feel stiff? What areas feel tight? And just give those areas a little bit more attention here. And then today, when you're ready, let's come to the cat position. So you're gonna just be pulling back here. So spine is round and you can tuck the head if you want to, it's up to you. And we'll just hold and take a few deep breaths. As you inhale, think about expanding the shoulders to really deepen that stretch. And then exhale, soften. Few breaths here. So if your shoulders are tight today, it could feel really nice to just hold onto the knees and really pull back. And that will really kind of just pull the shoulder blades apart, make that space there behind. All right, we'll come forward to the cow position and do the same thing. So heart is forward, your spine is arched. Maybe you lift the chin. Inhale, expand the chest. Exhale, soften. Couple more breaths. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out, just relax. Great. Very simply, I will do a few shoulder circles. So just bringing the shoulders front, up and down, around. Great. Just to release that pose we just did. And then reverse the circle back, up and front. Good. Nothing technical, just do what feels good here. Great. Okay. We'll start to get into the arms a little bit, continuing to match the movement and the breath. A few sun breaths here. We'll drop the hands. Inhale, the hands sweep up overhead, shoulders stay soft. Exhale, bring the hands to the hearts. Great, and just repeat at your own speed. The inhale is to bring you up, and then the exhale brings your hands to the center. Great, so just match your breath. You don't have to match me. Go at your own speed. Great, really deepening the breath. Maybe try to get each breath a tad bit deeper than the last. Great. Let's complete one more wherever you're at, and then you can just hold with the hands at your heart. Great. And then from here, we'll come into a twist. We'll inhale, come up tall. Exhale, let's reach the left hand to the right knee. The right hand can just rest, or you can wrap behind your back. We're going to bring the gaze over the right shoulder. So just a gentle twist through the spine. If you have back problems, you want to avoid twists. So you can just do the arm movement and stay forward if you have any issues there. Otherwise, we're twisting from the base of the spine all the way up into the skull, allowing the toxins to release. We're wringing out the spine the way you would wring out a dish rag, any excess water, just squeezing it out. We're squeezing out the toxins here. So we'll hold, just take deep breaths. The more oxygen, the better. Maybe you find a focal point over your shoulder, or maybe you soften your eyes closed and just stay inward, focused on your breath. Let's take one more big inhale. And exhale, release. Good. Unwinding back to center. You can just relax that arm. We'll do the same thing, twisting in the other direction. Inhale tall. Exhale, right hand to the left knee. Left hand can wrap behind your back or just rest down. Chin goes over the left shoulder. Holding here. Twisting through the spine. Great. So maybe getting a nice stretch too around the shoulders, the backs of the shoulders, shoulder blades, maybe a bit in the chest, the arms. Just go inward and notice where it feels good. Where are you feeling refreshed? Where are you feeling the benefit? And keep your focus there. We'll take a few more deep breaths. One more big breath in. Exhale, unwind back to center and relax the shoulders. Great. All right, we're coming into forward fold from here. Very simple, basic practice today. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale, grow the spine up tall. Exhale, relax forward. So you're just going down as far as you want to. You can rest with your hands on your knees, your elbows on your knees. You can reach for the floor, hold on to your ankles. Even if you don't touch the floor, you can still reach for the floor if that's comfortable to you. Just do what feels good. We're just hinging forward. So you can let the head drop. That can feel really, really nice in the backs of the shoulders. Or if it feels safer for your neck, just keep your head supported. That's fine too. If you do have back problems, just try to keep your spine really straight here. Just breathing. I'm going to stay here for a little bit. So we're stretching the spine and the shoulders, the back of the body. And because we're doing this in a chair, it's a really great release for the hips as well. So observe the stretch in your body and notice how it feels on you. Where are you feeling the release? Notice if anywhere feels uncomfortable. If you're having a hard time here keeping your breath deep, if you find that your breath is kind of picking up a little bit, it might mean you went down a little bit further than you were ready for. So you can come up, take a rest, and then slowly work your way back down, just keeping your breath slow and deep. And then just be mindful of your shoulders, especially if you are holding on to your legs or if your elbows are on your knees. Try to keep the shoulders soft still, so we're not adding tension as we go through our practice, trying to release tension. Breathing deep. Maybe the eyes close as we hold. We're holding so we can really just get the benefits from the stretch. So even though it might feel like not a lot is happening, Gravity kind of just helps to pull you down a little bit deeper, and you might start to get a little bit more comfortable in the stretch as we hold. But again, if you don't, you can always come up for a rest and then try to work your way back down again. Just be nice and gentle here today. We'll take one more big inhale. Exhale, let's rise all the way back up to seated. Great, and again, just release the shoulders. Okay, we'll come into seated pigeon. So we're gonna start with the right foot on top. So you can cross the ankles down at the floor. That's a modification. To do the full pose, you'll bring your ankle up on top of your knee. So just find what works for you. If this is too much, you can cross your ankles, that's fine. We're gonna fold forward from here. So we're getting into the hip, the right hip. So when you're ready, inhale, grow up tall. And then exhale, start to hinge forward, just like we just did, except with a different leg position now. So we should be getting a nice release in that hip. Great. We can carry a lot of stress in the hips. So it's really good to just hang out in this stretch each week and just kind of unpack all of that. Great. Really deep breath as we hold here. Again, shoulders stay soft. Maybe you close the eyes. Maybe you let the head go completely. And just nice deep breaths. And as we hold, you might find, maybe you're feeling a little bit more energetic today. Maybe you want to add in some movement. You can do things like rock side to side from one hip to the other. Just small movements like this can really change the way the stretch feels. So moving around a little bit can kind of help you to see like where you're tight and where you need to focus. So if you're rocking and then all of a sudden you're a little bit over here and that feels really good, you can hang out there. Or maybe, if you're tight in your ribs or your shoulders, maybe just arching into the side of the body as you hold, wiggling the shoulders around, and then you find a position that feels really nice. You could hold it, kind of just customize the practice to fit what you need in your body today. Let's take one more inhale here. Exhale, we'll start to work our way up, and then we're simply just going to switch and go right to the next side. So left leg on top, you can cross your ankles or you can bring the ankle up to your knee. And you might not be the same on both sides. One side might be more flexible than the other, that's okay. And then when you're ready, inhale, grow tall. Exhale, come forward, nice and soft. Great. And just observe how this side might feel different than the other. Notice if it's a little bit tighter or if it feels a little bit easier on this side than the other. Maybe it feels exactly the same. So not with any particular goal. We're not observing to make a judgment or anything like that. Just observing to keep yourself present in the moment. We go through our observations to keep us from stressing about the past, worrying about the future. Just observe what's happening now. And now we're stretching in our pigeon on the second side. So just observe it. Again, maybe you wiggle around a little bit, slightly shifting from one hip to the other, or just pressing into one side of the body and then the other. Find a position that just feels really nice. Just allow yourself this time for healing, restoring, getting rid of any tension that you're storing inside the body. Anything that's not doing you any good, this is the perfect time to just drop it. We have a few more deep breaths here. Keeping the breath long and deep. Keeping the shoulders soft. And then just notice where the mind goes when things get quiet. Notice what pops into your head. And without any sort of emotion attached, to just notice that thought and then just let it go. Use your observations to bring yourself back to the moment we're in now. Knowing that that's all we need to think about. We'll take one more big breath in. Exhale, we'll start to work our way back up. Great. We'll release the leg, release the shoulders, and then we'll go ahead and just kind of relax the hips a little bit. You can wiggle the knees from side to side. Again, this is not anything technical, just if it feels good, then that's probably right. Great. All right. We'll come up to the edge of the chair a little bit, dropping the hands to the sides. Inhale, reach the hands up towards the ceiling, grow up tall. Exhale, we're gonna hinge over to one side. Either side is fine, doesn't matter what side you start with. You can keep the hands pressing together or lace them together, whatever feels best. And then we'll inhale, center. Exhale, other side. So really just making space around the ribs and the shoulders. This feels amazing today. We'll inhale, center. Exhale, over. Great. Really stretching through the side body. Inhale, center. Exhale, over. Great. Inhale, center. Exhale, we'll bring the hands to the heart. Great. And then we'll come into our camel pose. So I'll turn so you can see. We're just going to do a little heart opener. So your hands can go on your low back, fingers pointing down. And then when you're ready, you'll just squeeze the elbows and the shoulders towards each other. The heart opens towards the ceiling. You can tip the head back if you want to. It's up to you. And then after you're comfortable here, you might want to try the full pose, pressing the hands down onto the chair and then lifting the heart from here. Totally up to you if you want to try that. Just stretching through the front of the body. Feels so nice. Great. One more big breath in. And exhale, release. Great. Just shake it out. And we're going to do one more forward fold. We're going to do a wide leg forward fold to get into the inner thighs a little bit. So you can take the legs out wide. They don't have to be super wide. They're going to end up being more diagonal anyways. So what you want here is just to make sure the knees stay right on top of the ankles and they don't start to cave forward at all as we go through this. So just folding forward from here. Inhale tall. And exhale, start to come forward. Great. Knees stay back. And yeah, maybe you keep your elbows on your knees. Maybe you bring your hands to the chair or to the floor, whatever feels best in your body. Knees stay pressing back, getting into the inner thighs here. Good. Again, just releasing tension, creating space, clearing out anything, any stuck energy. Few more breaths here. Just keep the focus on your breathing. Great. We'll take one more big breath in. And exhale. Let's start to come up. Nice and slow. Great. We're going to do a little shoulder stretch next. So keeping the knees wide. Your fingers go on the inside of your knees. The thumbs go on the outside. So your elbows are pointing up. Inhale in the center. And then exhale, we'll drop the right shoulder down to the front. So just kind of pressing forward. Your chin can go over that shoulder as long as that's comfortable to you. And then inhale, center. Exhale, switch sides. Great. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. And exhale, switch. Inhale, center. And exhale, release. Great. Go ahead, relax the hands. You can circle the wrists here. Whatever feels good, wiggle the fingers. And then let's just do the same thing with the feet. So you can just circle the feet, circle the toes, flex and point. Maybe 1 foot at a time is easier. Whatever feels good. Great. Okay, we're going to come to standing next. So let's go ahead and drop the hands. We'll do 1 sun breath and stand up on our feet, coming to mountain pose. So we'll inhale, come up tall, hands sweep up. Exhale, bring the hands through heart center and then down by your sides, palms pointing forward, just really opening the heart here. Great. So just take a second, feel your feet on the floor. Just take a moment to feel grounded. Great. Feel all 4 corners of the feet on the floor beneath you or in your shoes. And just feel the effects of your practice so far. Feel space that's starting to be created within the body. And notice anywhere that still might need a little extra attention as we go through the rest of our class. 1 more big breath in. And exhale, release. Okay, so we'll do some standing work. We're not going to flow too much. We're going to stay in that kind of just restorative, slow moving mindset that we started with. But let's just turn to face the seat of the chair. We're going to take a rest in a forward fold to start. So you can use the chair to help you in your fold, or you can step away from it if you don't feel you need it. So you can inhale, reach your hands up, exhale, folding forward. Again, any back problems, just keep your spine as straight as possible. And you can come onto your hands on the chair, you can come onto your elbows, maybe you just reach for your legs or reach for the floor. If you can't touch the floor, you can still reach for it and just get the stretch through the backs of your legs and the back of your spine. So we're just going to stay here for a little bit. If you're really tight, you might start off with your knees bent. That's okay. And then just work your way slowly to straightening them as it feels comfortable. Again, it might feel really nice to just drop your head and let it go. If it feels safer to just keep your head supported, that is perfectly fine as well. Just noticing what your body's asking for today and honoring that. Great. And just like in our other poses, maybe you kind of add some movement here, wiggling the hips side to side or bending 1 knee at a time. And just find somewhere that feels good and just allow yourself to spend some time there. Great. Keeping the focus with the breath. Just really enjoy that feeling of letting go of all of that tension. Great. Okay, we're going to come up to table pose next. So your ankles are right under your knees, your wrists are right under your shoulders. Spread the fingers wide and press into your pointer and your thumb so you're not dumping the weight into your wrists. We'll do some cat-cow here. So inhale, drop the stomach, lift the heart. Exhale, round and tuck. Go at your own speed, match your breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. A few more times. Nice, deep, slow breath. Great. Okay, go ahead and just find a neutral position with the spine when you're ready. From here, we're just going to kind of circle the shoulders around the wrists. So we're going to come around to the side, lean a little bit forward, and then around to the other side and back. So just kind of circling the body here. Not too technical again. It's just kind of, if it feels good, then that's great. If it doesn't, make some adjustments until it does. We'll reverse direction of the circle when you're ready. Continuing the same movement. Maybe you add a bend in your knees as we go through. And we'll just step back to downward dog next. So downward dog on the chair, we're just going to step the feet back, Press the head through the elbows. So we're getting a nice stretch through the chest and the arms. Great. Just holding here. We'll hold for a few extra seconds just to really get that nice stretch, that nice heart opening stretch. Nice hamstring stretch. One more big breath in. Exhale, we'll come back up to table. Great, so your wrists again are right under your shoulders. And let's do a little twist. So when you're ready, inhale, we'll lift that left arm straight up to the ceiling. Exhale, lower it back down. Great. Right hand next, inhale up. Exhale down. Good, back to the left. We'll inhale up. And then exhale, let's tuck that hand back behind the back and just gaze up towards the ceiling as you hold and breathe. Great. Inhale, reach that hand back up. And exhale down. Same thing, other side. Inhale, right arm goes up. Exhale, tuck it behind your back. Hold and breathe. Couple breaths here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down to table. Great. Bending the knees. Inhale, come to stand. Hands sweep all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Great. Take a moment here. Just let yourself rest in between stretches. The quiet moments in between sequences are just as important as the sequences themselves. So just take a moment, let everything reset. Observe how you're feeling so far. Take one more big inhale. And exhale, release. Great. Let's just take a stretch in triangle pose. So nothing fancy to get into it today. We're just going to go right for it. So we're going to have the right foot close to the chair and the toes are pointing towards the chair this way. The left foot will step back and those toes will be pointing open towards the front this way. So we have right toes pointing this way, left toes pointing this way. The heel of the front foot is aligned to the arch of the back foot. This can be as wide as you want it to be or as close together as you want it to be. So just see what feels good to you. We'll inhale, extend the arm side. Exhale, we're going to come forward and reach down. So you can reach for the seat of your chair, or if that even feels like too much, you can turn your chair around and use the back part and use that for balance. If this is very doable for you, you can just come down and hold on to the shin or the ankle. But what we're focusing on in triangle pose is the hips pressing one way and the head pulling the opposite way. So we're really creating length in the body. Great. So the left arm is reaching straight up to the ceiling. Maybe bring the gaze up also. Breathing deep as we hold. Great. One more big breath in. Exhale, we'll start to rise back up. Great, we can take the hands to the hips. Let's come to pyramid pose next. So the right foot can stay where it is. The left foot is just going to turn, so it's also pointing to the chair. So just turning this way. So your feet are still separated. You have your right foot in front, left foot in back. They're a little bit wide, so they're not one in front of the other. They're a little bit separate. And again, you can be as close or as wide as is comfortable for you. We're going to fold forward from here. So inhale, tall. Exhale, start to come forward. So you can reach for the chair. Or if that's a little bit too much, again, you can turn the chair around and use the back of it for support. Or if that is, again, very doable and it's pretty comfortable for you, you can come down, reach for your ankle, reach for the floor. Try not to put pressure on your knee with your hands. Just a really nice hamstring stretch here. Great. A few deep breaths. Just really enjoy that release, that stretch. Triangle and pyramid are two of my favorite stretches. Feeling it in a lot of different places. One more big breath in. Exhale, we'll start to come up. Great, and just release. You can bring the feet together and maybe lift one heel at a time, pedaling through the feet. Great. All right, we're just gonna repeat triangle and pyramid on the other side. I'm gonna turn so I'm still facing you. You can do whatever works for you. So the left foot is towards the chair. The toes are pointing right at it. Right foot steps back. The toes point to the side. The heel and the arch are lined up. When you're ready, inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, start to reach forward and then drop it down. So again, reaching, whoops, my dried flowers. Reaching for the chair or the back of the chair or your leg, whatever feels good. Great. And again, you might not be in the same variation as you were on the other side, or you might. So just keep an open mind. Stay with your observations. The hips are pulling away from the head, really creating length in the body here. Great. One more big inhale. Stay for your exhale. And inhale will come all the way up. Great. So keeping the legs where they are, we're just going to take this back foot and turn it to face the chair. So again, you can step the feet in closer together if you want to, or wider. They're open, so not one right in front of the other. And then when you're ready, inhale tall. Exhale, start to fold forward. You can put the hands on the chair, reach for your ankle, whatever feels best to you. Great. Just hold and enjoy the stretch. Deep breath. Good. Just enjoy. Let go of all that tension being stored in the body. Let go of anything that's not serving you. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale, come all the way back up. Great. And again, just relax the feet. Great. Okay. We're going to come around to work on our tree pose. So let's stand next to the chair or behind the chair, whatever works for you. You just want it to be available for you to use for balance if you find you need it. So starting in our mountain pose. Mountain pose, you're standing and thinking about your alignment. So start at your ears and align them with your shoulders. So your ears are right on top of your shoulders. And then your shoulders, take them right on top of your hips. So they're not forward or back, everything's just lined up. And then take your hips, place them right over your knees. So if you're standing with your feet close together or wide apart, just adjust so that it's a straight line right down. Your knees right over your ankles. And your ankles and your toes, they're pointing forward. Relax the toes. We're going to shift into tree pose in a minute. And your toes will be like your roots. You want them to spread out, press down into the ground so that you have plenty of room to balance on. Sometimes when we balance, we get tense and we squeeze our toes, and then we have less of a base. So try to relax your toes, press them down into the ground, and just maintain this alignment here. Take a few deep breaths, just let yourself relax into your mountain pose. Great. Okay, we're gonna start moving into tree pose when you're ready. So you can use the chair to help you. And you can do whatever version of tree pose that you wanna do. You can start small and work your way up. I'll just go through all the different versions, but if you know what you wanna do, just go for it. You can start with both feet on the floor and just turn one toe open to the side. You can bring that foot up onto your ankle or maybe onto your lower leg or your upper leg. You can stop wherever feels good to you. So just find a position on the leg. You don't want your foot pressing right up against your knee. So you want it either below or above your knee. And then you can stay right like this. Maybe pick a hand position. that you like. Hand at the heart, open to the side. Maybe you grow your branches up tall. Maybe you test your balance. Maybe you're not up for it today. Just see how it goes. Just try to flow with it. Let go of any expectations. And just let whatever happens, happen. If you fall out at any time, just take your time, come back to mountain pose, find your alignment, and then work your way up slowly. Great. You are welcome to stay and play around as long as you'd like. And then when you're ready, we'll come down and get ready for the other side. Same thing. So find your mountain. Everything is aligned here. Toes point forward. You're relaxed. Your toes are pressing into the ground. Great. And then find your tree pose on the other side. Again, maybe it's the same exact position on this side, or maybe not. So just keep an open mind. Don't attach to the outcome. And just let it happen. Use the chair as much as you need to. Find a hand position that you like. Breathe. Just allow yourself to feel strong in your tree pose. Whether you're trying a balance or keeping the feet on the floor, even if you're balancing but only for a few seconds, just allow that feeling of strength to just fill you up. Breathing deep. Again, stay as long as you like, and then start to work your way down. We're going to come back to sit in the chair whenever you're ready here. So we're starting to work our way into our meditation time. Great. All right, so relax into your chair and just enjoy that initial feeling of just releasing into the chair. Give yourself a little smile. And we'll do a few neck stretches to kind of wrap up the physical aspect of our practice. So we'll start to straighten the spine again as we did in the beginning. So we'll inhale tall, and then exhale, just drop ear over shoulder. Either side is fine. We're just going to do both. And take care that the shoulders aren't tipping. Shoulders are parallel to the ground, just the head comes over to the side, and maybe you add a hand on top to kind of just deepen the stretch gently. That's up to you. Breathing here. And inhale back up to center. Exhale, other side, ear to shoulder. Shoulders parallel to the ground. Maybe add the hand on the head, only if you want to. Only if that feels good to you. Great. Breathe. Great. Inhale, center. Exhale, chin to chest. Hold it here. Maybe bring the hand on the back of the head like we did at the start of class. Hold. And then release back up to center. A few more gentle neck stretches. Let's just inhale tall. Exhale, bring the chin over the right shoulder. Heart still points forward, so we're not twisting, just the neck is looking to the side. Maybe you start to soften the eyes closed. Maybe you find a focal point. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, other side, gazing over one shoulder. Hold it here. Breathe in. Breathe out, back to center. Great. And at this point, just allow yourself to let go of your posture and relax into your chair. Allow the chair to support you as you start to allow the body to grow heavy. We're going to start transitioning into our meditation time. And just make a little effort here to set yourself up to be the most relaxed that you can be. So just really letting the hips be heavy on the chair. Maybe let go of the spine, let it fall against the back of the chair. Find a spot for the hands that's comfortable. Maybe the hands are together in your lap. Maybe for grounding, you have the palms down on the knees. Or maybe for heart opening, palms face up. This can also help to relax the shoulders. So if you have trouble remembering to allow the shoulders to relax, this can be a good hand position for you. Just find somewhere where you'll be able to be comfortable. Allow the feet again to just hang down heavy towards the floor. Check in again with your expression. Notice the back teeth. Allow there to be a space. Notice the eyebrows and the forehead. Allow everything to melt and soften. Let's revisit our 3-part yoga breath that we were focusing on at the beginning of class. So as you inhale, allow the stomach and then the ribs and then the chest to each expand. Exhale, release the stomach, the ribs, and the chest. Repeating this, inhale and exhale. Again, nice and deep, inhale and exhale. Inhale. Maybe allow the exhale to be a little bit longer than the inhale as you breathe out. That's a signal to your brain that it's okay to relax here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Holding a little bit longer. One more time like this. Inhale. And exhale. Release control of the breath and allow it to return to a flow that feels natural. Allow it to return to a pattern that you don't have to focus on or think about. Just allow the air to come in and out naturally. You can start to soften the eyes closed if you haven't already. For our meditation today, we're going to be doing a guided visualization. So just using the power of our imagination to really enhance the relaxation and the peace that we're feeling as we rest in our meditation. So as your eyes are softly closed, just visualize yourself in your mind. Picture yourself in the room you're in, sitting in that chair, wearing the clothes that you're wearing. And imagine that you're looking very peaceful, very happy. Imagine that you can see when you breathe in, your body is taking in a beautiful, healing, golden light. And as you breathe out, you can see your body's getting rid of tension, negativity, stress, and worry, maybe in the form of a dark smoke leaving the body. Every time you inhale, you can see that golden light going into the body, filling it up. Every time you exhale, you see a little bit more darkness leaving you. Imagine this healing, soft but powerful, warm, glowing light is starting to fill your body from your feet to your ankles, all the way up your legs, past your knees and your hips, into the stomach and the low back, the upper back and the chest, down the arms, past the elbows, wrists, hands and fingers, up the shoulders and the neck, into the face and the head, until you're completely filled so much with this light that there's not any more room for darkness. Picture yourself every time you breathe in, the golden light getting brighter and more powerful. And every time you breathe out, the darkness is a little less dark, starting to turn maybe to a gray, until eventually it's not even there anymore. Picture yourself in your mind, completely content, joyful, and peaceful. Allow a smile to yourself. Now we're just going to take about a minute to rest quietly in our meditation, continuing to hold this image in your mind. I'll bring you back into the room when it's time. Slowly start to invite some movement back into your body, bringing yourself back into the room, starting with small movements and letting them grow bigger in a way that feels natural to you. Just stretching out the arms and legs, maybe circling the hands and feet. Take your time, work your way to a tall seated position in the chair. We'll drop the hands. Inhale, sweep them up overhead. Exhale, we'll bring the hands to the heart. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me.